Hey guys, my name is Sammy G, and I'm currently living in Vancouver, BC, Canada, and you're listening to Uranium Waves Radar.
Oh, here we go. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. I'm going to start by, introducing yourself, where you are,
Okay.
how old you are, whatever.
Okay. What's up? I'm Trip Carter. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I'm 26 years old. Little musician type thing,
Cool.
That's it.
And do you have 3 words to describe yourself as an artist, or what you do, I guess? Because you're more than just singer-songwriter, you do music.
Yeah, I guess I'm a bass player, and I'm a producer, and I'm a singer and rapper. I guess that's what I go with.
You're all the things.
All encompassing, yeah.
So, you have 3 words as an artist, the type of music you do?
I call it alternative R&B, I don't know, something like that. Acid washed R&B, a little bit of rock influence in it, I guess that's kind of something.
Yeah, no, I love the heavyweight. I have what did I write about this? But I'm listening to the album right now just so I can, the whole album is pretty tied together. It all sounds very into the next song, if that makes sense. You tied it up very nice with a little bow.
Very cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. What's your name, by the way? I feel like it just says Uranium.
Oh, yeah. Sammy. I go by Sammy G, when I write the articles. But, yeah.
Okay,
Sammy.
Cool. Nice to meet you, Sammy.
Nice to meet you, officially. I feel like I was talking to, not you the whole time, so it's hello.
Hello.
Officially. So you've been doing music, I guess, most or big portion of your life.
Yeah, I've been playing bass since I was 10. My dad's a guitar player, so he kind of got me into music and stuff. And I've been writing music since I was 16, maybe. Started writing songs, dibbling, dabbling.
Cool.
Now here I am. Yeah.
I guess it comes from just playing enough of other people's music that you're you know what? I'll do my own thing.
Yeah, kind of. You just gotta express yourself every once in a while.
Cool. And when did it happen to you finally release your music? Did you have a plan, or did you just wake up and be I want to put something out officially?
I don't know. I was in a band for a long time in high school, and I thought that was going to be my thing. And then that kind of didn't work out. So I started to, make my own stuff. And I figured, you know what, I'm going to just do it myself and see if I can make this shit happen, So I guess there was a shift, but I kind of always knew I wanted to do music. It's just kind of been a part of my life for a long time.
But yeah, I guess if your dad had a big influence, then you kind of saw that as this could be a thing. I could do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Before you realized what jobs were, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess you've already described your sound, but so you're the R&B / neo soul, new school, old school. I feel you have a little old school in there.
Yeah, I think it's definitely in there. That's just the kind of stuff my parents listen to. A lot of R&B and stuff. I figure I'm kind of struggling with what to call my music these days, because it's I've been just calling it pop. But yeah, there's a lot of old school influence, a lot of rock influence, R&B.
And you don't have to put
hip-hop.
Right. Which I like nowadays. Anybody you come out with a country album, and then next time you come out with a pop album. People don't care as much to stick with one genre. Where back in the day, I feel if you came out as a certain artist, you had to stay that type of artist. But now, kind of fluid. Everybody's doing their own thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of room to there's a lot of wiggle room. I just feel because there's so much music being made in the industry, so you can kind of wear a few different hats and try some things.
Yeah.
Figure out your own way.
Authentically you, or in that moment, because obviously as we grow and we change, we're gonna have different things we want to do with our music. Who are some of your inspirations? So I guess you growing up, like what were your biggest inspirations for art you kind of respected or like wanted to kind of tap into growing up?
Yeah, I guess like probably the biggest is like Stevie Wonder.
Yes, we love Stevie.
Yeah, I love Stevie, and I love like all those like Motown artists like Michael, and I liked Prince a lot too. My parents put me on Prince really early. But yeah, as far as hip hop, like I was hugely influenced by Kanye growing up. Like I got College Dropout like right when it came out. It was one of the first. Yeah. Drake, Tupac. My dad put me on Tupac a lot as a kid. Those were all like big artists for me as a youngin, I guess.
That's a pretty good like repertoire. Like it's not just one genre. I can see like you have like a couple of genres that you were like weaving through and like going back and forth. What inspired your newest album? So like with COVID taking a little, what like I guess if you're a bassist, like you were doing probably the bass and like how did you get around like the instruments or like recording?
Well, I mean, I recorded everything in this room. I played most of the guitar and most of the bass on there. But yeah, I knew I wanted to start producing for myself more after the last stuff that I put out, just so I could have more control over the sounds. And so, yeah, I kind of took quarantine to just be like, I'm going to make a project and I'm going to produce a lot and learn how to produce. And yeah, I was like, I'm going to make a little EP, give people a little sample of where I'm going, kind of like a little timestamp for right now. And then, see what comes next. But yeah, that was the kind of the idea, just a little snippet. Yeah, a little taste.
What, I guess, was the inspiration behind, I guess, did you have a favorite track? And what other inspirations do you feel pulled the other songs?
I mean, definitely just the last year and COVID and stuff was a huge factor in a lot of these songs, and just taking a look at my life and my loved ones and how I feel, how like important they are to me, as well as how important just like being able to go outside is to me. Like songs like Fresh Out and Ovation were like me missing that basic freedom of being able to go wherever I want and do whatever I want. So it was kind of like super, super a big part of it. And I'm sure that's how most people are feeling, like coming out of quarantine and
coming out. Really?
Yeah. But as far as a favorite track, I think it's tough for me. They're all like your kids, but I think I like I Hate You Too best, just because it's like one of the first songs that I was like really like, oh, I made a beat, like I actually like did the whole thing. And I just feel like it's super honest. Like I just feel like I aired out everything. That's kind of what I was trying to do on that track, is just be like, this is how I'm feeling. I'm fucking frustrated. World is fucked up as fuck right now. Yeah.
True. Did you write most of those in the beginning of like lockdown? Because I don't know how LA dealt with things. Were those songs written in the beginning of quarantine, like, or was it like each one happened different? Like,
honestly, the vast majority of these songs, some of them were older, like 2 of them are old, but most of them came together like last fall, like towards the end of the year, because that was like when LA was like the worst with COVID, and it was like everything was re-shut down, like everybody was like, the cases were crazy rising. Like that was when I was like, I just had a whole new creative surge, because I made a ton of music over the last year, just way too much music. And I would just have to keep taking breaks because there's no inspiration. Like I'm just doing the same thing over and over, but I had a last bit of creative surge right there.
Is this more of a project or like?
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm thinking of it as a project because I feel like super cohesive, but I wanted to make it an EP just because I feel like people feel more inclined to check out a smaller amount of music than like an album.
Yeah. And I mean, albums now are kind of unheard of more, like in terms of independent artists or artists releasing their own music, because EPs are like, okay, well, if I focus on 5 to 7 songs, then I can know that that is a digestible amount for people to kind of follow. And then those songs also are more likely to get higher play rates, right? Because it's like, oh, well, I can play these 5, 7 songs within like 30 minutes, which is the general public's time span for like...
Yeah, seriously. Attention span is crazy. Yeah. I don't have much of one either. It's hard for me to listen to new music these days because there's so much.
There is so much. So it is about putting yourself out there and getting coverage. So, okay, so thinking worldwide, if you could pick anybody, even dead or alive, let's make it more fun. But who would you want to collaborate with on like a song? Like, out of all the artists, it's hard because...
You said dead or alive too? Because that's crazy.
Okay, let's say 2 dead ones and then 3 alive ones.
Okay, 2 dead ones. That's easy. 2 dead ones I could do. Prince and Pac.
Okay, of course, yeah. I should have done.
That's easy money. And then alive, man, I don't know. I think... Ooh. Like, truly one of my favorite artists, I think, that I would love to collab with is Isaiah Rashad. I love Isaiah Rashad. He's a TDE artist who's like one of my favorite rappers. Just so as to not have a basic answer like Drake or J. Cole or Kanye, because that's obviously goes without saying, but another of my favorite artists.
Yeah. Well, you can also do independent, right? You don't have to like, but obviously if it's any person you want to collaborate with, there are big names that you want to work with.
Exactly.
Okay, then more maybe not so famous, just to like put the people out there that you follow, but maybe not everybody knows. 2 people,
okay,
or maybe more underdogs than mainstream.
Probably Blast and Dominic Fike.
Ooh, I'm gonna look them up after that.
Yeah, they're both fire. Very different, 2 very different artists, but I'm probably like right in the middle of them sonically. So I think that those are 2 up and coming artists that are super fire. Like, love both of their music.
Okay, cool. Other than music, do you have like any other pursuits going on? Do you have any other like projects? Because you do produce and stuff, but I guess, is music most of like what you do, or is there anything?
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of like a lot of people don't know that my main job is like, I'm a bass player. I play bass for Sabrina Claudio. And so that's kind of like, all I do is really music. Like, that's like my day job, like my main thing. And then like I do my stuff. I guess in my free time, like I'm big on video games and, you know, have partying, I guess.
Okay, cool. If you didn't become an artist, what do you think you'd be like when you were younger? Were you like, I want to be a doctor or lawyer, generic, or were you like a little more make your answers before?
This is tough. I was thinking about trying to be a journalist for a little bit, like, because I liked writing, and I thought about even picking up a journalism minor. So I think that's what I would probably do is right. Yeah, probably.
Well, I mean, you're already a singer-songwriter, like writing about other things. Like, I feel like
about the same.
And then, do you have any advice that you'd give to like newcomer artists, people that maybe didn't think they would put out music, but with COVID and just the inspiration of other artists, do you have any specific advice for putting your music out there or garnering a like audience?
I think most importantly is to listen to your gut when it comes to making decisions and when it comes to making music, and just like pay attention to the details, I guess. Besides that, like put everything into it if you're gonna do it. And if it's gonna be a side thing, that's cool too. Have fun with it, but expect that kind of result. And if you want to do it, then do it. I feel like a lot of people, they feel like they want to do it, or they're too nervous, or they don't want to do that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, you just got to take the plunge, put it up, see what happens.
Good advice. Is there anything that you wish you knew when you were starting out? Like, is there any advice you wish somebody else gave you that you would give your past self?
I think that the most important thing that I wish I knew, like even 5 years ago, more so, is that it's not all about the music. And you gotta pay more attention to building up yourself and selling yourself as a brand and as an artist besides the music. Like the music is a part of it, but there's a huge part of it that has nothing to do with music. And you gotta get that shit together too.
Yeah, get the attention, get the people on board. Yeah. But music obviously is an important part of...
Music is huge, but yeah.
Not the only piece that matters.
Exactly.
Awesome. If there's anything else you want to say or give a little foreshadowing for the future projects you're working on or anything.
I just want to say, check out Slim Tripper. It just came out, 7 tracks. If you want to find out who I am and what I'm about, check out my music. And hit me on socials, at Trip Carter on pretty much everything, at Slim Tripper on TikTok. And thank you for interviewing me. I'm so grateful to be a part of this.
Yeah, no worries.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you so much for the interview.
Yeah, no, thank you for being super open to it, because I know like some artists would be like, I don't have the time for that. So I appreciate like the human contact. It's nice.
It's great. It sounds good. Thank you. You have a good day too.
Awesome. Bye.
Perfect. Bye.
Just to renew before I lose.